G'day sports fans, it's Phantom 100 here. Welcome back to Destiny 2, fueled by juiced energy. If you don't want to have any more lag or slowdown in your brain, you should try Juice. It's an Australian-made, sugar-free and crash-free energy formula. If you use my code, Phantom, PHANTOM, all in caps, you will get 10% off on all your orders on an amazing, awesome, great tasting product. Use the link in the description. Automatically applies the code for you in the store. Check all the cool stuff. There's lots of cool new flavors coming out all the time. And you got your merch, and you got your shakers, and all kinds of cool stuff. Gift cards too. It's a great product, and I love the team that work behind it, and it keeps me going in the mornings because I'm not a coffee drinker. So if you're not a coffee drinker, or you're a diabetic, or anything like that, Juice will be perfect for you. They ship worldwide, so don't worry about that either. Get that one more game kinda energy. Today we're using a very unusual weapon, at least I thought it was unusual when I first ever got my mitts on it. We are checking out the Salvation's Grip, which you already know that, because that's why you've probably clicked on this video out of curiosity. Now this thing, quick look at this, right? It is a very unusual grenade launcher. If I remove everything here, just gives you a better look at it. It is a very weird looking grenade launcher, and it's stasis. It was one of the first stasis weapons we actually got in this game, because it was those early days of Beyond Light, where stasis was just introduced, and everyone didn't realize how broken it was yet. So, this grenade launcher is not your traditional one. It's not really about damage. Its actual damage is pretty mediocre. Not what it's about. It's used to synergize with the stasis subclass in many, many ways. Its intrinsic trait is the Cryo Cannon, which I love the sound of that. It's a very cool name. So, you hold your trigger button, which could be your right trigger, or it could be holding down left click if you're on mouse and keyboard. Hold a charge, release to fire. This weapon's projectiles create stasis crystals and freeze nearby targets. So if you charge up your shots, it literally will create crystals on impact, and it will also freeze. And crystals is really important because there are a lot of aspects and parts of stasis subclasses that require crystals, whether it be crystals giving you overshields, you pick them up, all kinds of things like that synergize with the Cryo Cannon. And the next most important trait we have here is Flash Freeze. Charging this weapon increases the freeze radius and amount of stasis crystals created. So the longer you charge it, basically, the more Cryo Cannon works, the more it does for you. It's very, very unusual. It sounds kind of underwhelming, but the fact that you can just freeze enemies with this thing, really satisfying. It doesn't necessarily outright freeze like your bigger yellow bar enemies, but your regular run-of-the-mill stuff, it will. You will need to get rid of shields on shielded enemies before the freeze will affect them, unfortunately. But you freeze enemies, and you shatter them, and there's a lot of things in... I don't think the Warlock Shadebinder has it, but there is things like... for example, right, you got your Ice Flare bolts on your Warlock. When you shatter a frozen target, it spawns Seekers that track and freeze other nearby targets. You get little Seekers off, and they freeze. If you kill an enemy... if you freeze an enemy with a grenade launcher and then shatter that frozen target, it'll still proc the Ice Flare bolts. So instead of you having to get them frozen with your grenade or get them frozen with your melee attack, the grenade launcher helps enable things like Ice Flare bolts. So if you like playing stasis, definitely check out what all of your stasis aspects do. And if there's any that synergize with the idea of breaking and using crystals, then that is exactly what this thing is pretty much made to work with. It's not really going to do much on its own. If you're not running stasis, it's probably pretty meaningless, not worth the exotic slot. But if you are running stasis, and you're running a build that creates a lot of stasis crystals, or you're running a build where you generate, you get overshields with picking up stasis crystals, or anything that's crystals related, this really helps because you can freeze enemies and create crystals whenever you like. That's what it's pretty much made to do. So, we're not going to showcase a lot of that today. We're going to go into a strike. We're going to show off that its damage isn't very high. We're going to show off its blast radius, its freeze effect, if we can, that kind of thing. And if we're lucky, we might even be able to get some of the Warlock's crystals to proc and that sort of thing. We do have heavyweight and void singe, which is great, so it's not going to be upping the damage. The damage won't be unreliable. We have got heavyweight here, so we should be able to get at least some more ammo. It is going to increase the damage as well a little bit, but not by much. So yeah, we're going to launch a strike up here, and I'm going to do my best to show to you how straightforward this weapon is, and how niche it is, but if you're running a good stasis build, it's actually kind of fun. So yeah, we'll be right back. We've found a strike to blend into. And welcome back, sports fans. We've loaded into our strike and we're doing Fallen Saber. Excellent. So, real quick, here is the big old Granada Launcher in all its glory. So, fire creates a crystal, which you can then shatter. You also gain resist for being near crystals as well as one of the perks that I'm using on my Warlock. And if we charge it, now we have even more crystals. And again, we can shatter those and it will proc all of the things I was talking about before. So if we hit enemies with that, it'll also freeze them, and we can shatter them for even more synergy. So again, like I said, because of that, that is why I wouldn't recommend using this Granada Launcher if you're not using stasis. If you're not using stasis, you're kind of wasting it, because, I mean, you're still freezing enemies, and then it's fun. So if you just want to freeze enemies and act like a complete troll just for the fun of it, then why not? But if you're looking for something that synergizes with your stasis subclass, if you've gotten bored of the new solar and you've gone back to stasis because you love how powerful and fun that is, because freezing is pretty fun, then yeah, that is when I'd tell you to try this thing out. Not for the damage you normally get for a power weapon, but just for the synergy and the crystal creation. Like I said, if you're doing a full crystal creation build, can't really go wrong. We can get this freeze off here, we can shatter it, and then see, it creates little homing seekers. Oh, that worked perfectly! That showcased that perfect! So I didn't have to waste my melee on it, see? Normally I would have to use, like, my Warlock's melee, which is where you, if I'm allowed to use it, you know, you throw out the icicle boom, like this, right? So normally I have to do that to, freeze a target. But with this, I can freeze him, and then immediately makes little seekers. Look at that, and the seekers are still doing work. Then you can shatter this one. The seekers will keep going. Boom, and now he can just keep it going. And all we had to do was the Granada Launcher just once. Didn't even need to use an ability to get the freeze off. And that's why this thing synergizes great. I'm glad I was able to get that point across just in this early section. I was worried that I wouldn't be able to showcase that. And we are almost out of ammo for our glorious little friend here. But yeah, as you may have also noticed, if you've got a keen eye, its damage isn't crazy. It's all about just getting that freeze so you can abuse it with other skills. Oh, the Seeker's actually reached him. Oh, love that. We are out of ammo though, so we're going to switch to our glaive we just crafted today. Actually, just crafted ourselves a new glaive. So let's use that real quick. And we got some more heavy ammos. Let's just reload that with this really unique reload animation, which I really like, actually. I'm quite a fan. Last time I did this strike was actually when it was a nightfall, and it was very, very difficult. This is a strike for D1. If you never played Destiny 1, in my personal opinion, everything was much harder to do. So if you had never played Destiny 1, be thankful you didn't suffer from the pain of how much harder it was to do. Everything was harder in that game, in my personal opinion. That's why if you ever get this strike as a nightfall, I would recommend coming in with all the right gear, because it's just harder. Enemy density is higher than Destiny 2 strikes on average. So yeah, when I did this as a nightfall, this was probably a while ago, I'm trying to think. It was actually really tough to do. I'm trying to recall how long ago it was that this was a nightfall, but it was much harder than I remember it being, because Destiny 2 is maybe soft, you see, but like with more enemies and more champions, it was just that much tougher. Anybody that's cleared this as a Grandmaster, like, good on you, kudos, honestly, like, very impressive, not gonna lie. If you could do this on Grandmaster, then you're one heck of a player, and I salute you. I can't do that, because I am definitely not practiced enough. Now, of course, our rift does freeze, so we're able to get some freeze off there as well. I'm hoping to get more heavy ammo. That's what I kind of want right now. Only the 4 shots. I don't really want to waste them. But, yeah, I guess that's the basics. That's the basics for how the Granada Launcher works. And that's my little rant about how Destiny 2 strikes are way easier than Destiny 1 strikes. And when they added these in... Actually, that's my question too. People that aren't Destiny 1 players, I wonder when these strikes were added, these D1 strikes were added to this game, did they notice? how much harder they were? Did they complain about it? I'm trying to remember if people had anything to say. And honestly, I cannot remember for the life of me. Actually, the fact that I haven't died yet is pretty impressive. I'm usually pretty good at dying against my will. Looks like we're going to have to bust out the Granada Launcher anyway, because I'm not getting any ammo to drop for it, and that's very irritating. This section is my least favorite section of the strike. Like, seriously, I don't like this area. This area is annoying, because you have to walk through here, and dodge the nasty electricity, pick up the orb. I remember the first time I did this strike in Destiny 1, such a long time ago now. And the amount of times that my team wiped here, because A, we didn't know what we're supposed to do, and then B, you get these annoying little exploder shanks that come down, and in that old game, they can essentially one-shot you. Like, this is hard enough, but in Destiny 1, this was a nightmare to do. This was not... Fun was definitely not the word I would use to describe this strike back those days. Definitely not the word I'd use. Of course, we could kind of tank this a little bit here. That's not so bad, but in Destiny 1, you wouldn't tank that electricity strike. Like, you don't stand it. It's death. I'm pretty sure in Nightfall, it's just death as well. So I guess in a way, hot take, Nightfall version of this strike is like similar to the original version of this strike in the first game. That's a hot take. There's many people going to disagree with me that it was that hard, but I mean, go back and try and play Destiny 1 now. See how much weaker you feel, more vulnerable you feel in that game compared to this one. We are so powerful in this game. Again, I'm throwing into all hot takes here, but that's just that's how I feel about it. Played that game for a long time, and that's just how it feels to me. A lot harder than this one. Definitely not as overpowered. Oh, we can go through here now. Yay! Alright, we have 8 shots, which is the maximum amount you can have on reload, and I don't have any in reserve. We'll try and get some more freezing off, just to show you guys a little bit more, especially the radius. I want to show off the radius, which can be pretty meaty when done right. Again, the only thing we can try to freeze here is a servitor, but I don't think you can freeze a big target like that. We can get that off, some more freeze, that feels good. Shoot these boys. Oh, some more heavy, that's perfect. Perfect. Now we have 10 shots to work with on the boss fight. Excellent. Will it be useful against the boss? No, it won't freeze the boss. That's definitely not a thing that it's going to do. Now, don't die here, don't die here. There's a weird spot there that can kill you, and it's very strange. But we managed to not choke on it this time. Alright, I'm pretty sure you can't freeze... You might be able to freeze the servitor. Yes, you can actually freeze the servitor. I'll shut up now. I don't know what I'm talking about, clearly. Bad servitor. Alright. I don't know if that was entirely worth it, but I did it anyway just to show off that you can in fact freeze the servitor, and I don't know what I'm talking about. Spoiler alert, Phantom Man 100 does not know what he's talking about ever. He makes it up as he goes, because he's an idiot. And anyone that tells you that, I will deny that I ever said it. Okay, that was a nice super. Teammate made the boss immediately get out of existence. Shank's like the only thing this grenade launcher will one-shot. That's the ironic part of it, is the damage. But I mean, like I said before at the start, you don't use it for damage, you use it for utility. And just for something a bit fun, I guess, because you're freezing stuff. Now, of course, I'm shooting the boss with it just to show you how meager the damage is. Because, again, you can't freeze a strike boss, as fun as that would be. Alright, we're out of shots for that. We're at a super here. I have not used stasis super in a hot minute. It is fun. Because you got a big old staff and you fly around. I'm basically a frozen druid. Alright. I'm having a bit of nostalgia hit me now because I'm reminded of when I first ever did this strike years and years and years ago, and it was so difficult. I mean, with all the supers and crazy powers we have now, difficult is not saying that this is. That was easy. Very short. Oh, is that heavy? Now the game gives us heavy. Of course it does. Of course it does. Yes, of course. Boom. I'm just gonna throw ice everywhere. Look at all this ice, everyone. Look at it all. We're creating a freezer. Because why not? Anyway, that is what used to feel like one of the hardest strikes in the entire history of this game, now reduced to what we would call super fodder. Also, we only got 51 kills that run, so we definitely could have done a little bit better. But we're going to return to orbit right now, and we're going to have final quick thoughts. And also, I forgot, because I'm an idiot, I forgot to show off the ornaments for this weapon, of which there is only one. So the fact that I said ornaments in plural is already, again, a great example of how much research I do ahead of these things. So it has one ornament. I don't have it, unfortunately, but it's also kind of underwhelming, so prepare to be disappointed. The unyielding grasp! It just makes it green. That's all it does. It just makes it green. It doesn't do anything that special. It's just green. It's nothing fancy. So yeah, don't feel bad if you miss out on getting that one. Definitely the most underwhelming ornament. But yes, the weapon has some cool utility. Again, it synergizes with your stasis builds really well. So what I would love to hear from you guys in the comment section below is let me know, do you run a stasis crystal build for stasis? Have you used this weapon? Have you tried it at all? Because I'm pretty sure you get it through Beyond Light pretty easily. I can't remember exactly how to get it. Apologies. If you do want to know how to get this weapon, ask me in the comments below, and I will get back to you when I figured out and remembered how to do it. But yeah, let me know if you have used this weapon and your thoughts on it. You know, the fact that it's got a bit of utility. Does it interest you? Do you have fun with it because it's just something different? Have you tried the Crucible? You can freeze a Guardian with this. It is kind of satisfying to freeze a Guardian and kill them with it. Let me know if you pulled that off too. I would definitely love to hear about your antics with freezing people with this unique but fun grenade launcher. That's the best way I can describe it. Unique but fun, and it's a chill weapon. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this, and I'd love to hear about your usefulness of it, and if it's something that you've tried out. I would definitely love to hear about it. Next month we have got big old fundraiser happening with Starlight Foundations. If you want to donate money to help sick kids, there is a link in the description to donate to Starlight. And next month I'm going to be doing extra streams for that, and there's going to be a 12-hour long Skyrim stream coming, where you guys can make donations and hang out in the stream. So keep an eye out for that. I will post more information on Twitter very soon. Remember to follow me on those things as well, if you feel like it. So I guess that's all I got for you guys today. I've blabbered on for long enough. I think that's enough for now. So until the next time, guys, dodge that game over screen. I am Phantom 100, and I'm signing out for now.